Hello, I'm Steph, or I go by Steph H.Barker. I'm a writer in progress of young adult fiction, and I'm also a general book lover. I decided to start a video blog, partly because I've been saying for about 4 years that I'm going to write a novel, and at the moment I have 25,000 words, but that is it. I can't seem to get out of the first draft stage, and I think that's partly because I've always been quite afraid of failing, and also I'm not a very confident person, and the idea of somebody seeing my work and thinking that's a load of rubbish is pretty scary. So this is actually pretty scary. I don't even normally order for takeaway over the phone. I don't like speaking to people over the phone, and I never give anyone eye contact. So you, camera, you are very lucky that I'm giving you eye contact. I decided that I wanted to start recording stuff because I do actually have a blog which is called The Road to Creativity, and it doesn't really make me take account for my writing. I tend to just sort of vanish for a few months and not really do anything. So it's probably best if I introduce myself properly. So I'm 25, I have a husband who is actually in this house right now, and I'm from Wales. So I'm from North Wales, but I'm actually living in Hertfordshire in the UK at the minute, which is near to London, for anyone that doesn't know, which is why I've got sort of a weird accent thing going on. And at the moment I am in my pyjamas. I haven't got any makeup on, my hair's a bit because I'm a bit sort of weird about not looking good, so I thought, break the ice, pretty much look the worst you can look in the first video, and then you can't really go wrong, can you? So that's what I'm doing. On my blog I posted that I've got goals that I want to hit this year that are writing or book related. The first one is I want to write a first draft. I want to get my first draft finished this year of my novel Working Title Casters, and I mean really I'd like to get it edited, I'd like to get it published, but for now let's just say I want to finish my first draft with an aim in the future of self-publishing. So my second goal is, last year I didn't really read anything. I just seemed to sort of forget to read and just watch TV all the time. So this year I'd really like to read 12 books. So I've read one, which was The Ghost Files by April Baker. I have posted a review about that on my blog. For me it was sort of, you know. So at the moment I'm reading a book called From Here to Nashville by Julie Stock, who's a self-published author. And it's, I want to say an adult romance, but it's sort of, it's not, I wouldn't say it's quite adult, it's sort of nearly adult. So one thing that differs about my reading to my writing is I only write with a young adult voice. But when I read, I tend to read anything. I'm not really a comedy sort of book person, but I really love, I particularly love young adult fantasy, young adult romance, young adult supernatural, sci-fi, horror, thriller, historical. To get to introduce myself, I thought I would share some of my favourite books and maybe some of my favourite TV shows. So, favourite books. One of my favourite book series is The Hunger Games. I just think that Katniss is such an amazing heroine, and I think the structure of the books in terms of the plot and just the atmosphere, the world that's been created is just so interesting, and it just captures you into it. And the films, I think, as well, are really well done in terms of how they relate to the books. My next favourite series I say my next favourite, but it's probably actually my favourite. My favourite book series is Harry Potter. I've just picked up Deathly Hallows, but any of them, you know. As cheesy as it sounds, and I know most people will say this, but Harry Potter was my childhood. And I'm actually going to Orlando, Florida this year to go to Harry Potter World. And to say I'm excited would be a bit of an understatement. Another series that I really like is Shiver. This series is about werewolves. There's quite a lot of mixed opinions on this series actually. I'm not really sure why I liked it so much, but I think it's the characters. The characters are really well fleshed out, and although at times not that much happens in terms of plot, the characters are what kept me reading. I just found them like real, I suppose. Finally, another book series that I really enjoy is the Fallen series, which is going to be made into a film actually. As you may kind of get from the title, I won't say what this book is kind of really about because that actually is a spoiler. So it's basically about a girl called Luce who's had some difficulties before, and she's been sent to this sort of special school. And so the story is about her and how she's trying to fit into this new school. So TV shows that I really like. I absolutely love The Vampire Diaries. I love the originals. I'm really into The Walking Dead at the minute, Once Upon a Time, and I've got a really big soft spot for Glee as well. Especially this last season, season 6, I think is really good. So I suppose that's really all for me for today. I'm not really sure how often I'm going to be vlogging because I actually work full time, so it's sort of whenever I can fit it in. But I'm hoping to get some writing done this week, and then hopefully I can come back and say, this is what I did this week. Bam. So let's hope for that. So hopefully this will make me take account for everything, because I will think there's people watching, even if there isn't many people watching. Hopefully I'll be thinking there's people watching, you know, I need to keep going, I need to do this. Because as anyone who writes knows, if you don't write down these ideas, they just sort of niggle at your brain, and the worst thought is one day they might actually be gone, that niggle might be gone, you know, so I need to get it on the paper, I need to do it. So I was Steph H.Barker, and if you're interested in reading my blog, then I'll put the link below. My Twitter, I've got the link below as well. I'm absolutely petrified that people are going to write horrible things, but that's what I need, because that's what being a writer is about. It's about taking criticism and growing from it, and even at the end of this video I already feel much more confident, much more, well, less afraid of you. So thank you very much for watching this vlog, and hopefully I'll get the lighting right next time. As you could probably see, it switched a little bit in between. So until next time, thanks very much.